Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. And welcome back to another edition of the Token 5, my top 5 list for a particular subject matter, and this video is the final Happy Star Wars Day Token 5, done last minute. So, my last video, I talked about my 5 favorite Star Wars characters from the expanded universe, though I haven't read the expanded universe in over 15 years, but I'm basically just going on as much memory as possible, and this final video I'm going to be talking about my 5 favorite Jedi and Sith characters from the expanded universe. Before I go in, I just want to give one honorable mention to Exar Kun. Exar Kun was basically, a Sith spirit that started possessing the Jedi during the Jedi Apprentice, and within this, he actually possessed Kip Duran, who ended up being Luke Skywalker's first prodigy, and, within a battle with Luke, Luke was unconscious, and, Luke had to transfer his essence to his nephew, Jacen Solo, and fight off Exar Kun, who used some projection or something and everything, and Jacen ended up using a lightsaber, and mind you, Jacen at that time was probably about 2 years old, which was freaking awesome, and eventually Exar Kun got defeated by the new group of Jedis while Luke Skywalker was incapacitated. So just needed to give him an honorable mention right there. Okay, so just to let you know, I put a notepad, right, so I might read 2 names for it because I don't know how to pronounce these names. Like I said, it's been 15 years, so I might mispronounce these names. But let's go with number 5, Gander Ridestode. Okay, now I keep forgetting if he got introduced in Junior Jedi Knights or Young Jedi Knights. I keep forgetting, but he was a bit of an instrumental force in the Uzang Vang saga, where he joined up with Kip Duran's, way of thinking of being aggressively attacking the Uzang Vang, who were invading the galaxy, and, ended up taking over Coruscant. Prior to this, Gendar was very, hot-headed, reckless, and he was actually a very handsome guy. And in one assault, he actually ended up in a battle which gave him a really bad scar on his face. And that actually was a life lesson for him. And it was like, you know what, I was too hot-headed, I was too rash, I was too aggressive, not the way of, the Jedi, By the way, Luke's Jedi in the expanded universe, a lot more three-dimensional and not as dogmatic, so, which was cool. In the end, Gandar actually ended up having to sacrifice his life, when basically a war broke out in, I keep forgetting which planet, but, it was basically Uzang Vang was about to overtake everyone, and, Gandar actually had to hold them off so the planet would explode, and he took as many Uzang Vang with him. So, pretty cool character, and guy that had a decent arc. Alright? Number 4, Jaina Solo. I do remember liking Jacen Solo a little bit at the time, but kind of reflecting, I like Jaina a little bit more now with what I do remember, because Jaina was more of a combination of Han and Leia, if I remember correctly. She was very diplomatic and, very, spunky like Leia was, but she was also, impulsive and kind of, basically, had a bit of a swagger to her, and was a woman of action, just like Han. And also, she was a immensely awesome pilot and a great mechanic. And, I do remember her in the novels, at first, kind of being in Jacen's shadow for a little bit, up until the Uzang Vang, where she ended up being more kick-ass than ever. Jaina Solo was freaking awesome, and, she's number 4 on my list. Number 5, Vajiri. Oh, that was an easy one to pronounce. So Vajiri was Again, another person from the Uzan Vong saga, and I just realized a lot of my favorite people are from the Uzan Vong. Yeah. Anyway, he was actually, one of the original Jedi escaping the Order 66 for the Jedi extermination, and ended up in like the Outer Rim, and ended up joining the Uzan Vong, and led the invasion in the galaxy. And this dude was a bit sadistic. He is known for warping Jacen Solo's mind when he got captured, and he was actually like torturing Jacen Solo for a hot minute and caused Jacen to go to the dark side for a brief time. But then Jacen ended up going to the dark side later, but seriously, what is with the Jedi when they get tortured and then end up going to the dark side? Yeah. Anyway, so, Fergigi was like pretty awesome dude, actually. Pretty interesting character. And definitely my favorite, Sith and Dark Jedi of like, the Star Wars Expanded Universe sequel. Number 2, Lobaka. When I heard Disney did not want to continue from the Expanded Universe due to the death of Chewbacca, I was heated, primarily because that would mean we wouldn't get Lobaka. Why does this piss me off? Put it this way. Wookiee with a lightsaber. Nuff said. And I hope people from Evil Genius are watching, because I heard there was a tirade of them talking about Chewbacca. Picture this. Picture the same species of Chewie with a lightsaber and was able to use, like, Jedi and Force moves. Fucking awesome. Number 2, Wookiee with a lightsaber. How could you top that? You do by being number 1, Mara Jade Skywalker. Mara Jade is actually Luke Skywalker's wife, and pretty interesting character. She was actually an assassin for Emperor Palpatine. She was ordered to assassinate Luke, and when Palpatine died, she was like, oh, well, she runs into Luke. He's like, oh, just to let you know, I was sent to kill you, but my orders don't mean shit because the Emperor's dead now. And they ended up going on a bunch of missions because she ended up being a smuggler. She was Force sensitive. Ends up having a lot of run-ins with Luke. Ends up falling in love with Luke. Ends up being trained by Luke. Ends up training a lot of the other Jedi. Actually becomes the Jedi Master to Jaina Solo, and teaches Anakin Solo that the Force is not just a tool, that he should actually do things on his own. And, fought off a disease through a whole war and all. And is actually the mother of Ben Skywalker. Sadly, she ends up getting killed by Jacen Solo, who turned to the dark side. And I keep forgetting what his name is. Cardade. I keep forgetting Jason's Sith name. But Mara Jade was just an awesome character. And yeah, so those are my 5 favorite Jedi from the expanded sequel universe. Agree? Disagree? Do you have any favorites on your own? Please drop me a comment below, give me a like, follow me on Facebook at Token Dave, or on Twitter at Token Dave 80, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. I'll catch all of y'all later.